Hello, and welcome to my part 3 discussion of life transitioning. I am Trena Boldenfields, and I'm hopping on with you. It's late where I am, and I will need to head to bed. Yet I wanted to hop on and share with you today my part 3 of transitioning change. Also transformation is kind of the theme of the topics that I've been sharing over the past 3 shares here in the evening. And I wanted to hop on with you and share this message with you because I think it's essential. We've been talking about transitioning from employee to being self-employed. That's what follow-up of that. I hope you got what I said. The second evening was a follow-up of that. And the importance of taking a look at the, seasons change and life transitions and me traveling and what that looked like. And then now I want to talk with you about transitioning in relationships because that does come up on often, be it friends, family, significant other. Sometimes there is a transition that needs to take place. And transition happens from a couple of reasons. One, it may be really time to move on, really time to change if the relationship is no longer serving you. Two, it could be a toxic relationship that you may feel the need to get out of or change or no longer be engaged in. And three, relationship shifts when they just, no longer serve you. And so I want to talk about that this evening because I think a number of times we can find ourselves wanting to continue to stay and work on relationships and stick it out for the long haul. And I think that's honorable if both people are working to make it better, if both people are invested and doing wonderful things with your future, or being on the same page where you want to grow and you want to shift and you want to change. Being in a relationship one-sided, or being in a relationship where one individual may be a bit toxic and the other isn't, and there isn't a balance, can be difficult in times. And so I always recommend that people get the counseling and help that they need when you're in a relationship that you may be wondering if it's going to last or if it's working. Make sure you work with a professional. I say a mental health professional, psychologist, someone who can help you work those things out. Yet also, if the relationship is toxic to a point where you feel that there's no growth, there's stunting, and there's anger and animosity continually, it is a good thing to find safety for you, to get in a place of safety and love and support for you. So I always recommend that is the case. And I find that in being in healthy relationships is really essential. And it's so helpful for us to be able to be in those places when we're in healthy relationships because it helps us move closer and enjoy life. And that's what we are here for. We're here to enjoy life. We're here to definitely experience love and compassion and joy. And if you don't have that in your relationships, there are a couple things you can do. You can work to change it as far as your relationship together, or you're relating to the other person. You can take a look. Number two, you can take a look at yourself and the healing that you need to do. And if you're projecting onto this other person what you're dealing with, or three, you can see that if it's a real toxic situation that isn't getting any better or that is not healthy, and maybe shifting that experience for you. Not maybe, I recommend, if it's an unhealthy relationship, to look for ways that you can lean into love, lean more into support, lean more into loving and living well, that you can step into. Okay. And be sure that you're in a relationship that's encouraging for you, that supports love, that helps you grow or move forward in some way, or that is just supporting. And there are plenty of signs of unhealthy relationships. One would be dishonesty, where there is no trust, or you find that the other person is consistently being untruthful, or it's controlling behavior. Ways that people feel that they have to tell you how to live, or control what you do, or control how you engage with maybe another person. That's all controlling behavior, and that is signs of an unhealthy relationship. That's signs of toxic relationship. Or avoidance. If you're with someone who always want to avoid talking and dealing with situations head on, and it's true that a lot of us struggle with communication, or dealing with things, or navigating difficult situations. Yet, if we're both or two parties are willing to have the discussion or the situation, that's wonderful. If you find yourself dealing with people who are avoiding having the discussion in the situation or speaking their truth, there's some unhealthiness there. And I recommend getting with a psychologist, working with someone who's going to be supportive in you navigating those relationships and what you need. Or if there's insecurity that pops up in a way where someone is always questioning you because of their feelings around themselves, that's a sign of toxic relationships and unhealthiness. Or if you're so codependent on each other that you feel you can't function without being in that environment or being together. I do understand that there's a level of engagement within families that you want to be there for someone and you want to support them. Yet if you're at a place where you feel that you can't do without, that could be a little bit of that could be signs of a toxic relationship and unhealthiness. So when you're doing that, or in those kind of relationships, it's really important to get the support that you need. Work with a mental health professional, and figure out what do you need to do to make the relationship better. You have an opportunity to make the relationship better, but if not, there's always a way to transition, a way to get to a place where you can be healthy and you can start to work on you to develop better skills and mechanisms to help you in future relationships or healing yourself. So transitioning out of unhealthiness or toxic relationships is also another phase that we go through, and that I wanted to hop on and share with you because, as I mentioned, we talked about the employee-employer relationship earlier. This week we talked about life transitions and moving and changing and living country to country. And today I wanted to talk with you about transitioning in relationships, because it is true that our relationships will change. Our dynamics will change. Our family dynamics will change. And we have an opportunity to really take a look at what is serving us and what we want to move forward in our lives. And then also, what are the things that we don't want to move forward with, or we may need to let go, or we may need to shift it in some way. And I invite you to take a look at how are your relationships or the people in your life aiding you or supporting you or growing with you, and move into the next level of where you would like to be as far as joy, fulfillment, compassion, love and support, things that you value and feel engaged in and want to move forward. But if you have relationships that are maybe more dishonest or controlling, avoiding, insecure, things codependent, things that I mentioned earlier, those are signs of unhealthy relationships. And what do you want to do with that? Do you want to work with somebody to change and work together to work on your communication skills to make it better? Or do you feel the need to shift your friend group or relationships altogether? I think the real important thing to note is that you have the ability, the know-how, the wherewithal to make the decision that you need to move you forward in the life that you want to live. And making this transition can be hard. It is heart-wrenching. I understand. I know I've been through this before, and knowing when it's time to let go. Yet, I think the biggest thing is that when we let go of things that no longer serve us, we have the opportunity to embrace the things that are waiting for us that are serving us. We get to open our arms wide for that and step fully into the person that we're here to be, and do the work that we're here to do and make the impact that we're here to make. The most important thing, I think, is to experience love and compassion and joy, fulfillment, happiness in our lives. And in relationships, if those relationships are not presenting those things for you and you find yourself more frustrated and sad versus being engaged and supported, joyful, and feeling loved, then you need to maybe take a look at what are some steps that you can take to change that, to transition that for you. That is my share with you today. And I do recommend that you journal about it. Take a look at how your relationships are serving you and how they're loving and engaging. How are they honest? How are they allowing you to be who you're here to be without the need to try to control what you do or say or how you show up in the world? And if you're able to communicate effectively, are you able to really sit in truth with each other and talk about things in a way that you're able to understand each other, to listen, to hear, to speak and share? And are you given space for that? Are you secure in your relationship, knowing that this person is who they are, they're going to be who they are, and there's no need to try to change them, and there's no need for them to try to change you. But you can be who you are in that space without that need to feel like you need to be or do something different. And so those are the things that I recommend that you take a look at. And I wanted to hop on and share this with you because relationships change too. And it's important to take a look at the kind of relationships we have in our lives and supporting us, and if they are the right relationships that we need in the moment. And if they're not, know that you can make a change, that you can change it, that you can transition. And so that is my message for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be on tomorrow to share a little bit more with you. I'm going to be talking about a different topic tomorrow, which I believe it's going to be probably confidence or consistency. I have my notes here, but I have two computers here, so they're on the other side of the computer. But I'll be on here live tomorrow to do another topic with you. And thank you so much for tuning in. You can please share this post, comment, and let me know how what I've shared with you has impacted you. So thank you so much for tuning in this evening. I am going to get ready for bed. I have had a busy day today. A joyous day as well. I've been enjoying the work that I've been working on. And so it is bedtime for me, but I'll be on back tomorrow to talk more about these topics that I've been wanting to share. So I'll talk with you soon, and thank you so much for listening in. Bye.